What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Chris, man. We are here at the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. My name is Chris Drummond. I'm a freelance sports reporter based out of Minnesota here and proprietor of this podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder, where I bring individuals on to talk about their why and get to know them outside of their occupation. I got a special guest that's going to be coming on with me today. She is a podcast host, writer, author, and also has interviewed some of the most famous people in the world, from Fran Drescher, Susan Lucci, and also the late great Jerry Springer, just to name a few. Her name is Melissa Billie Clark, and we're going to talk to her about her why of getting into journalism and media, and we're also going to get to know her on the outside as well of her occupation. Without any further ado, I introduce you to the wonderful, talented, and the beautiful Melissa Billie Clark.
Okay. Oh, hello.
Hello, Melissa. How you doing today?
I'm good. How are you? I'm sorry
I'm
about
doing
that.
no, that's okay. You are worth the wait. No
Thank
question
you.
about it. How are you doing today?
I'm good. Happy holidays to you.
Happy holidays to you as well. I just want
Thank
to
you.
say thank you for allocating your time to me to be on my podcast, Work Hard, Play Harder. I want to ask you, how did Christmas go for you? And how is your week been going?
It's been going great. I can't complain. Everything is wonderful. And yeah, just looking forward to the year to be over and start a brand new year.
Absolutely, same.
Yeah.
Absolutely here, no question about it. Great Christmas. I'm a sports guy, so I had a lot of Christmas games to watch. So I was very
Yeah.
happy, no question about that.
Who do you like?
Um,
What's your
well,
favorite?
my favorite team is the Los Angeles Chargers in football. Los Angeles Lakers in basketball. You're going to see a trend here.
That's
Um,
nice.
Padres in baseball. So forth. Because I'm from California, but right
Okay.
now I reside in Minnesota. I know you're a New York native,
I
so if
am.
you are in the sports, it's probably New York teams, right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, I like sports, but I like watching lacrosse. I like watching martial arts, sports
Ooh,
like that.
okay. Yeah.
Swimming. I love swimming. I'm not really like a football. I'll put it on just as like a background ambiance as the holidays go on, but I'm not really into it.
Love
Sorry.
it. I love it. No, that's okay. No, those sports are great too. No question.
Yeah.
I want to reiterate to you, Melissa, why I wanted to have you on here before I start peppering you with all these questions. I know that you are a podcast host. I know you're a writer, author. We're going to get into the Melissa Billie Clark show and what that consists of, what that's about. We're going to talk about the different publications that you write for as well. I'm a journalist as well. This
Yes.
is year six for me.
Nice.
The first 5 years, I did different publications in Atlanta, Georgia, where I started, out here in Minnesota. Year six has been a transition to freelance. So
Mhm.
now I'm covering not just high school and college, but I'm also covering professional sports as well at times. So it's been a bit of a transition period, but it's been awesome. But I love talking to different writers, different people, and getting to know them outside of what they do. We're so used to getting the story and writing the story that we don't tell our story. Now we don't get a
Right.
chance to do that. So, and I'm looking forward to it because I know it's a great story to hear from you and tell. So, again, thank you for coming on. And without
Thank you.
any further ado, I'm gonna get started with this first question. The first question is the same as always, Melissa. Is what is your why? Why do you do what you do? Did you have any role models or inspirations growing up that you wanted to emulate? But what is your why of getting into the media and journalism space?
Well, that's a tough question because there were a lot of reasons why in the beginning.
Sure.
Um, right now, why I am where I am is because I love to help people. I love community journalism. My career started out in entertainment and all that good stuff, the
Yeah.
ego stuff and all that.
Yeah.
But then I was able to write for health. I was able to get well, I started in my community is what happened.
Mhm.
So I'm sorry, going backward. I just fell in love with it. Then I wanted to expand and get into Hollywood scene and entertainment and tell the stories, genuine stories of actors. Everybody just talks about what's happening to them now and the bad things that they're doing, but they never really like dive deep inside of the actor.
Absolutely.
So I always like to pull that out of them because they are real people. And I've had the chance to do that. I've interviewed a lot of great people. However, community and people who need their voices heard is very important to me. So the why of why I'm here is because to help other people, and I enjoy it greatly. That's what gives me spirit and love, and I'm able to work in my community even more now than I ever had. So I'm very grateful for that, and thank you for that question.
No question. Thank you for that answer. I'm mesmerized by your background. You were talking and I'm listening, but your background, I love that painting in the background. So I'm mesmerized by it. Yes,
Yes,
absolutely.
that's Ocean Clark. Can you see the whole thing? I don't know if you can see the whole thing, but that's Ocean Clark. He does all my paintings in my home. I have a beautiful one of Jimi Hendrix in my living room. So Ocean Clark, you can go on oceanclark.com, I think, and his paintings are incredible. So if you have Prince, he's painted so many stuff in my home. So, and he's no relation, but he's a Clark with no E. So he's good people. But these
Actually,
two.
I love it. I love it. I love it. No,
Yeah.
I may have to check him out because I've been looking for a Kobe painting, like Kobe Bryant.
Oh,
That might be
oh,
amazing to be able to get one of those for sure. I,
yeah.
I love that why. I love that why answer that you do. How special is it, Melissa, to do journalism, to do what you do, to pay it forward, to help others in your hometown? It has to be
Uh,
special to be working there in New York, being a native.
yeah, I work in my neighborhood where I live.
Wow.
Yeah, God blessed me with this amazing gift with these people that I work with. There's about 22 people that I work with,
Mhm.
and it's called the Opportunity Hub, and it's a nonprofit organization for our community of Spring Creek Towers. And
Mhm.
I am a grant writer with them, and I work for the Spring Creek Sun as a newspaper writer. So it's extremely important because the youth team that we have, they need a lot of help and education. I mean, we have a well-being department where they bring in a bus. We just had a bus for mammogram for breast screening. They give
Sure.
out food and coats, and these people that I work with, they are absolutely incredible, and I'm so honored to work with them because they care so much about the community, and some of them are not even part of this community as far as residents. And it's just they inspire me every day, and I just want to work harder and harder. And I have I have a couple of bosses, and I just want to work harder for them because they're so kind to me, and we're all in it for one reason: to help other people, right? So there's
Absolutely.
no
Absolutely.
ego, there's no nothing. It's not about ego, it's a team effort. We can't do the next job without somebody else. We can't do our job without putting everybody together, because that's our main goal, is to help this community. So when it comes to the Spring Creek Sun, I try to, with all of my experience, 7 years, I'm going on my 8th year, of
Mhm.
everything that I've learned, I'm trying to bring it into this paper and help our community, things that they may not have access to. People may not
Okay.
think about things that we write, but that, it just puts a little light bulb. Oh, wow. Yeah. Let's clean up the community. We just interviewed Ed Begley Jr., who I've worked with so many times,
Oh,
and he's,
yeah.
he's huge. And I work with his PR, Anthony Turk, and he's incredible. So we're going to put him on the cover and talk about the new year and what we can do to help with sustainability, to help our community, because we have a
Right.
garden that we're turning into a farm here. So Ed was so nice to come on and talk to our farm manager, Jesse Miller, and it was a wonderful experience. So we're so thrilled about that. But I'm very grateful for where I am in my life right now.
I love that. The passion that you talk about, being able to pay it forward, give it back, be a pillar in the community, an advocate for the people in New York, of all places where you grew up,
Yeah.
right? And like you
Mm-hmm.
said, in your neighborhood, that's amazing to be in your neighborhood where you grew up. I love that. I really do.
Yeah.
You went to John Jay College, if I'm not mistaken. And I would love to know, were there any other schools that could have persuaded you from going to John Jay, or was John Jay set on your heart?
Well, John Jay, so once upon a time, I was going to become a cop. Back in my
Hmm.
30s, I wanted to get into, I have a degree in Associates of Science.
Okay,
Yeah, so I wanted to get into forensic psychology. So John Jay is the best school in New York City as far as criminology is concerned.
sure.
So I really loved going there. It was a wonderful experience. I met a lot of people through there, and it's in the city, and just it's a wonderful, wonderful school. So I recommend that to anybody who's getting into law enforcement or law. I
Mm,
believe they have law degrees there, psychology. I mean, I
absolutely.
would love to continue my education in that because I'm so interested in it.
Hmm.
So yeah, John Jay was incredible.
Now, what made you interested in that? Was it the shows? Do you have family that may be in law enforcement, or did you just always have like a peak interest in law enforcement?
It took a long time to find out what I wanted to be when I grew up.
Sure.
It took a really long time. I know I was always good at writing. I was good, I liked the entertainment industry. Um, uh, Becoming a police officer because I'm a woman of service as well. That
Okay,
was my
I love that.
my goal to help, to once again help. I guess it's in me. I mean, my father was a helper. My mother loved people. My sisters like to help people. So I guess we just are, Clarks of help. I like to help people. It gives me great honor to see somebody happy. It
Sure,
really
I love
does.
it.
It makes me happy to see them happy. So, and especially strangers. I don't know why, but yeah. So yeah,
Oh, that's amazing. That really is, Melissa. I love that.
yeah.
Great answer to that. I want to ask you some favorite questions, and you just
Okay.
give me the 411 off the rip based upon these favorite questions. Okay,
Okay.
are you ready?
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Favorite meal you like to cook?
Oh, um, favorite meal I like to cook. Oh my God, there's so many. What's my
Mm,
favorite? I guess like a really mean omelet. Like a really mean, when I say mean, I mean everything but the Macy's Day Parade is in there. You
ah,
have
ooh, okay.
yeah,
Okay, man.
onions, mushrooms, tomato, oregano, parsley. I love to put everything in there. It just tastes so good. So I guess that's my favorite like breakfast meal to make.
Got you. And again, my name is Chris, new friend Melissa. I do come to New York often, so I just want to let you know, just in case I'm in your neighborhood, I like omelets too. I just want to throw that out there. So just
I'll
throwing that
make
out.
you one, Christopher.
That sounds good to me. That sounds good to me. Awesome. Okay. Favorite concert you've ever attended?
Oh, well, here's the thing. I have an issue with being around a lot of people.
Oh, okay.
It frightens me.
Okay.
So I don't really go to many concerts, and when I do, I'm able to get backstage because I don't mind being backstage because it's not many, it's not like a big crowd. And
Sure.
when I do these events or whatever I do, I'm able to be backstage, but I can't go in a big crowd. However, favorite concert, I guess, would be I see, this is how far I haven't been to a concert. 1994, like Janet Jackson. She put on a
Wow.
really good show. So that's
Mm.
how long I haven't been in a concert, and I'd rather just stay at home and watch it on my big screen, which
I
is
feel you on that. Okay, but that's a
yeah.
hell of a concert to go to.
Oh,
Janet Jackson.
Janet Jackson is like, oh my God, she's iconic. I grew up listening to her, Michael. I love all those. Yeah, she puts on a really good show.
Yeah, my mother went to the Rhythm Nation concert of Janet.
Uh,
And she said that was one of her favorites. She said Janet would be her favorite if it wasn't for Whitney. So
oh yes, yes, another great.
absolutely, no
Yeah,
question.
yeah,
I would say my favorite concert. I'm a huge R&B person too. Is Alicia
yeah,
Keys.
yeah.
Um,
She's cool.
she was amazing.
Anybody who can play a instrument, right? And I know Janet Jackson should. I've never seen her. Does she play guitar? Maybe I've never seen her play like an instrument, but
She probably could, to be honest
I'm
with you.
pretty sure she could. But she can dance extremely well,
Yeah,
and her singing is incredible. But yeah, so yeah, I really commend the people who can also play an instrument too. So yeah,
that's
Alicia
what's up. I
Keys is
like
one
it.
of them.
Absolutely, no question. One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Favorite place, Melissa, you've ever traveled to?
Oh God, that's an easy one. Newport, Rhode Island. It's one of my favorite places in the world.
Mm.
I would pick that over any place. I love it. It's idyllic, quaint, comfortable, lobster beer, boats, and just, I love New England. So Newport, Rhode Island is one of my favorite places. One of them, but my top.
Well, definitely putting that on the bucket list because you named everything that I like
Oh.
that's there. That's for sure.
Oh, you
No
would,
question.
yeah, you would totally love it. It's just, I can't describe it. It's like a Thomas Kincaid painting sometime, like especially when the
Mm.
snow falls. Because I lived in Rhode Island for about 10 years. So I lived there
Okay.
for a little bit. I lived all over, but yeah,
Okay,
Newport.
I like that. Mine would probably be Jamaica. Recently
Okay,
went on a cruise on
nice.
my dad's side of the family, and we went to Foulmouth, Jamaica, and it was just so beautiful out there, Melissa. It was hot. It's hot as hell, but it was
Yeah,
beautiful. But it was beautiful, and the jerk chicken was just absolutely amazing. I'm huge into jerk chicken like that, so it
I
was
love,
really good.
I love,
So
and they make
I love travel.
I'm sorry, they make hibiscus tea there too, right? They make the flower because I
Yep.
work with someone who's Jamaican and she talks about the food and we talk about hibiscus tea, which is very good for you. So yeah.
No question. No question.
It's
It
a
was
big
very, very
Jamaican thing there.
absolutely, no
Yeah.
question. It was great. I'm a huge traveler, so I love to travel in the states and out of states. My favorite in-state place. If I'm going U.S. like yourself, I
Mm,
would probably say was New Orleans because
nice.
I thought that was a really good time over there, and they got some really good food, especially the gumbo. That was really good.
I
So
love it. I would love to go to New Orleans. I'd love to go everywhere. I am a traveler in my head because I'm a writer and I'm a thinker. So I
right,
can literally put on something like on YouTube, like of Paris, and I'm there.
absolutely,
I'm a big visual person. So I really have to get out of that so I can actually be there and
absolutely.
smell, near the Eiffel Tower and smell
Mm,
Italian food in Italy. So that's going to be one of my goals is to travel a little bit more as
I love
opposed
that.
to up here.
I love that. I love that. But it's great to have that kind of imagination, Melissa. It
Oh
really is.
yeah. Oh
Awesome.
yeah.
I love it. All right. So I know you said it before, but I'm a sports person. So I'm going to ask you favorite sport you like to watch on TV, favorite sport you like to attend in person. They can be the same sport.
Okay. So yeah, I like tennis. So
Okay.
I would love to sit with the tennis and just go like this back and forth.
Mm, okay. I love
So
it.
I
I
wouldn't
love it.
mind doing that.
Yeah.
And favorite sport I like to watch. I like to watch swimming. I
Okay.
find swimming, I'm a swimmer myself, so I find it beautiful to watch and the competing and so I like watching swimming.
I love the fact
Yeah.
that you said tennis.
Yeah.
Who was your favorite tennis player? Because for me, I have two. So it's Rafael Nadal and
Mm-hmm.
Andre Agassi. Has always been
Andres.
two of my favorite players.
Yeah. Well, I think it would be the Williams sisters because I met them and they're very nice. So I would say the Williams sisters.
Absolutely, Serena
Yeah.
and Venus, no
Oh
question.
yeah, yeah. They're a light when you see them in person. It's like whoa, Same thing like Fran Drescher. It's like whoa, TV does you no justice.
Yes, indeed. I love
Yeah,
that. That's awesome. Okay,
yeah.
last of the favorites. And I have a good friend out there now in Monica Guy, who,
Oh,
as you probably know who she is. She's
yes.
great and she's amazing. And she told me about some good restaurants there because I'm coming to New York in February for a conference.
Oh, nice.
I need to know what are some restaurants that you like to eat at as well? Because I'm a
Mm.
foodie.
Okay, so in the city, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, so Nobu's always awesome. Nobu.
Okay,
Tudor City Steakhouse. That's awesome. Go there and tell them that you know me.
absolutely.
MRSA. um, the Palm Restaurant. Palm
Oh,
Restaurant I love.
okay, okay.
And I think like dive places too. I don't know many because I haven't traveled to the city often lately. But even like little Chinese dive places that you have to go through certain doors like it's hidden. I
Oh,
would
okay. You
I
talking about
would
the mom
try,
and pop shops, like the
yeah,
mom and pop shops? Yeah. Okay,
I
got
would I would try those. Like they have like $5 dumplings, but I saw it on one of those travel channels, and
Yeah.
anything with a dive. So if you Google like, the best dive places, I don't know if you say, I'm an Indian, I love Indian food too. So I would find like places like that. I don't know many in the city. But yeah, I
Okay.
mean, there's so many great restaurants in New York. You can just pop into any of them, and not any of them, but most of them are really good. But those are my favorites.
Now I would say that the Sugar Factory, I don't know if you ever been there or not, but I have been there when I came to New York. That was overrated from my standpoint.
The Sugar Factory.
The Sugar Factory, yeah. So they have like a few in the U.S. One of them was in New York City, and I went there, and I tried some of this stuff, and I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, this. I was like, this ain't it. So then I tried some Brooklyn style pizza. Now, mind
Uh,
you, Melissa, I like Brooklyn style pizza, but originally I was born in Chicago, so I don't think they have
okay.
anything. I don't think they have anything on deep dish. That's just my
Okay.
opinion. That's just my
Okay.
opinion.
I've
But yeah,
I've never tried it, but yes, Brooklyn pizza is incredible. There are a lot of overrated. I actually like ours here, Park City Pizza in Howard
ooh, okay.
Beach. I like them. But yeah, like Originals Pizza is very good too here.
Okay.
Yeah, it all did. Some can taste like cardboard. How did they say, like a cardboard box sometimes?
Hmm. Hmm.
But if you find, once again, just Google it. Google's your best friend. I would just Google the best place to have pizza in New
I
York
love it.
City. And I think they have some deep dishes, but I don't know if it's going to compare to your standing up Chicago, because I get it.
I got you. Okay. Well, while I'm out there, I'm coming to say hello to you, Melissa, and go to my
Absolutely.
conference at the same time. No question about it. So it's amazing.
Absolutely. Thank you
All
for
right.
bringing up Monica Guy, by the way. She's been a mentor to me ever since I met her when we worked at ULFN. She's incredible.
She is. Cannot say enough words about
Yeah.
her. A good words enough. There's not enough in the dictionary to say about her. She's amazing. No question.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this now. Now, I want to ask you about your day to day, Melissa, and that is, you know, as journalists, as writers, right? No day is never the same. When I worked in publications, and even though I was covering a genre, which was sports, it still wasn't the same. I was still covering different games, different stories, different things, and my hours would fluctuate depending on the story. Sometimes it'd be early in the morning, I'm covering the signing. Sometimes it'd be super late at night of a football game that doesn't end until 10, 11 at night.
Yeah.
So it just would change. And I can imagine you went through the same process of covering different stories as a writer as well. Talk to me about your day to day process now that you work with the Opportunity Hub and then you have the podcast. What kind of things do you have to do to get yourself ready to be able to take on those kind of projects?
So, I always say like this, internet's your best friend, social media. So I get a lot of ideas from like Instagram,
Mm.
and I like to look at the likes and the comments and see what people think. I really think that's important because you want to, also uh, understand what people like. So I listen to the news, although with our paper, we don't really bring much news into it, but I like to stay, in touch with that. But really, I get all my ideas from Instagram and social media, and
Okay.
and like the internet, and just see what people are. Every day is something. There's a trend or something new.
Yep.
So yeah, so my day to day consists of that, and just bringing up ideas. We have a holiday coming up, and I want to interview one of the grandchildren of this big person. I'm not going to say his name, but I always want to bring something fresh and new to our residents and our audience. So yeah, a lot of things I get from the internet. So I don't
I
know if
want
that.
to. Oh no, you're good. Yeah, that's awesome. I love that. Let me ask you about the people that you have interviewed, because some of them, it's like you said, Fran Drescher, Susan Lucci, Jerry Springer, just to name a
Mhm.
few of those. Talk to me about maybe some of your favorite interviews that you've done, and why they were some of your favorite interviews.
Yeah. So I always bring this guy up, Michael Kutcher, who is Ashton Kutcher's twin brother. And I
Oh,
bring him, yeah, he's a wonderful man and a wonderful community person who wants to help others.
Mhm.
So I really enjoyed talking to him. You know, this is a guy who his brother is an A-list celebrity, and
Right.
he's talking a little old me, you know, here. So I'm like, all right, that's cool because he sees my passion. And I have a wonderful interview with him. When I interviewed him maybe like 4 years ago, and that was
Okay.
one. We put him in magazines, and I had him on my other show, Wellness 360, with the network with Monica. Um, but he was one of my favorites because he's so passionate about helping others and bring awareness to CP, which he has. And yeah, so I really like him very much. So he was one of my favorites. There are a couple of favorites. Fran Drescher is always nice. I
Hmm.
had the pleasure of interviewing her 3 times, and yeah, she's wonderful. Once again, another wants to give information out. So as long as the person is willing to give information to help others and shed a light on a subject, then
Hmm.
I like them very much. And Jerry Springer was one of my favorites too.
I love that. I
Yeah.
do. Talk about mental health and work life balance. The reason why I want to ask that question is because Melissa is more prevalent now in our industry, more so now than ever. Right? It used to be
Yeah.
looked upon as kind of a weakness that people would talk about
Mm-hmm.
it. Right, and now it's looked at as very important. People should take it important. I've had many colleagues, as you probably have stepped away from this industry because of mental health. Their mental health wasn't right, or the work life balance, right? They
Yeah.
didn't get to see their family enough, or didn't get to do enough things. Because as you know, in this industry, we work on holidays. It's 365, 24 hours a day. I mean, sometimes you don't put the phone down because you're on social media so much, and the work life balance can be kind of just so lopsided, is the word I want to look for.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how do you maintain good mental health, but also don't get I also maintain work life balance and don't get burnt out.
Well, the first thing I had to do was walk away from the entertainment industry.
Okay.
Um, yeah, uh, I don't know how to say this in like a way where I'm not being mean, but I don't mesh well with people who have ego, you know?
I feel
I can't compete with ego. I believe there's 15 minutes for everybody in this world, and everybody deserves a spotlight. And
sure.
even if that's me interviewing the person trying to build my resume and build my career, you should always be kind to the person, which I've had so many wonderful people be kind. However, it's the people that you work with in the industry, and egos really take over, and it's like I can't compete. So I am where I'm supposed to be right now mentally, so that has helped with my mental and mindfulness. And yeah, so I think the best thing that you can do is do things that are good for you.
Okay.
So if you have to step away from people that no longer serve you, or you no longer serve them, it's okay to walk away. It's okay to love from afar and be kind. And you don't have to be their best friend and talk to them every day. Another thing I do is I swim. So that helps me with my mental, um, you know, um, positivity. I meditate. I do prayers every day. I have animals that keep me sane. I have a
Okay.
wonderful fiance that keeps me sane. I kept my circle very small, and it's okay to do that. You don't have to have 5 million people around you, because this is your life. And that's what I thought way back when. I thought I had to
Sure.
have all these people around me.
Sure.
But
Absolutely.
as you get older and you start trusting people less, it's okay to step back and take care of you and have boundaries, which I never had before.
Mm.
Now, where I am, I have boundaries. I don't mean to be mean, but I have to worry about me because nobody else is going to worry about me.
Sure.
I have a very big faith in God and love and humanity. And I try to help people the best that I can, where it's not going to hurt me in the
Sure.
end. So I
Sure.
think that's very important for, if you want to talk about new journalists getting in here, if I can give them any advice, is keep your resources to yourself. until you feel as if you can trust that person. But even then, you can't trust them. I would write a contract, if you want to get, because I know when I first started, I was very eager, and I would do whatever. Okay, you're going to pay me $10 for this? No problem. I'm going to go.
Yep.
That's what you're supposed to do, and that's okay. Now,
Right.
as these years go on, you're building relationships with these people.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That's
Yep.
your relationship. Yes, you were put, your foot was put in the door, but now you've connected with them and they're trusting you. Then you
Right.
go to introduce them to somebody else, and it's like that person's going to benefit from all the years and trust and love that I had with this person, not even getting paid for it. And
Mm-hmm.
it's like, that's what brings you down and that's what makes you feel bad. So my advice to someone getting into this industry, don't give your resources out right away.
Mm.
So I'm sorry that I turned that into something, but I think it's just extremely important for these young journalists to know. Yeah, I'm an educator too. So because I've had all these experiences, so to keep me mentally sane and do my job with what you asked in the beginning,
No
all,
doubt.
yeah, all that comes to a close, and now you're at a good state in your life, and you just have to have boundaries in this industry. That's all you have to have, and make sure you sign contracts. Anybody that you introduce, this would how I would do this going forward. Anybody that you introduce, if they're making money off of you get a profit of that. It's because in the beginning we're so eager and we don't have the confidence. So that's basically all I have to say.
No,
Too
Melissa.
much.
Hey, listen. No, keep it 100 now. We have to. You got to be honest. Listen,
Yeah,
you know, uh, life experience is the best teacher. We all know that.
yeah,
That's not just in industry, that's in life, that's in anything that you do. Experience is always going to be the best teacher. So I love that. I love the
yeah,
decisiveness that you exhibit because when they are young, and I say they because now I'm in my 30s, and, when you're talking about college kids and high school kids and making decisions. It's tough to make decisions at 18, 21, 22 years old. It just
yeah.
is because you're trying to make it. You're trying to carve out a niche for yourself. Like you said, you're on the go. You want to do everything. Yes, 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 yes. It's yes all the time.
That's right.
But as you do get older, you do start to realize that it's okay to say no.
Yeah, yeah.
It's okay to do certain things. It's okay to do this. It's okay to do that, and you don't feel as bad. Like to me, I kind of tell my moms because I'm a huge mama's boy, so I definitely call back home and talk to her, check on her. But I tell her that life has kind of slowed down for me now that I've gotten in my 30s because now
Right.
you're just so sure of yourself, Melissa. As you get older, like it's not like you don't care, but it's like you have that I'm out of zero, you know what? Right?
It's
I'm out of zero
true.
this, right? It's
Yeah.
true. So um I love that advice. I love what you said. People should have boundaries. People
Yeah.
should sign contracts. I'll give you a prime example of myself. When I was younger, um, I didn't know what I wanted to do, just like the normal kid.
Yeah.
I love sports. I love stuff, but I didn't know what direction I wanted to go. But I knew I wanted to do something in sports. So I went to undergrad in Atlanta, Kennesaw State University, graduated with a journalism degree. While I was there, I was just writing. I was writing and I was covering different sports. Now they were paying me, and it was like, yes, 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 I would do every single sport. Well, there was a few times, Melissa, where they called. I think one time I was out on a date. Another time I was out with some friends at a bar, and they said, "Hey, can you come cover this? Can you come cover this?" And I had to leave. And it was a few more times like that. And it's like, okay, when do I have the confidence to say, you know what, I'm not doing it tonight?
It's
Like
true.
you gave me the night off, I'm not doing it. And it got to the point where I had to tell my sports editor that. And then I started to build the confidence in myself in my 20s and now in my 30s. I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm confident and I'm not going to allow a company to tell me or try to overwork me. Because it led to this opportunity here in Minnesota to be able to step away from my full time. I was full time
Yeah.
here in Minnesota, so I stepped away for a reason, and the reason why
Right.
I stepped away was because my editor in chief started to say some remarks that I thought was pretty offensive. One of the remarks was that you're he told me that I was underwhelming as a reporter. And he said,
Mm-hmm.
you're below average. And I don't mind criticism, Melissa. Criticism is a part of
Yeah,
this industry, and that's good. It's fine. It's fine to have constructive criticism. So I asked him, I said, okay, what are some ways, sir, that I could find myself to be better as a writer since I'm
good,
at this point? Now
good.
he said, quote, Melissa, we don't have the necessary tools to help you.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I said, okay. I said, all right, that's fine. Now, when I walked up, Melissa, I knew in my mind it was the last time I probably was going to be in the room with him. I knew it was time for me to go because I've never had a hierarchy position say something like that because it's like the whole point is for me to improve and get better and continue to grow and learn in this industry. And you're talking about you don't have the tools, but you brought me here. So I don't understand. I didn't understand that logic. So, but some of the stuff he would say in the middle of it was, well, don't get the big head. Well, you're not that good. Well, and he would just continue to try to say things like that. And at some point, you get tired of being a damn punching bag. So
Yeah.
you got to be able to make your decisions and continue to roll. Now, I'm not sure if you had a situation like that, but from what you were saying, that put me in that space, and that definitely puts that in my mind.
I'm going to tell you something, and this may sound out of control, but
Okay.
I love people like that. They are my biggest teachers.
Okay.
They are my biggest teachers. And I say that with passion and love. And the people who put you down, sorry,
You good?
the people who put you down are your biggest educators. And once somebody really sits with that and understands that, you'll understand what I mean.
Okay.
And I'm sorry that that happened to you, that he didn't give you that chance. I unfortunately had the opposite, where when I first started, the whole paper was red, and I was nice. He was nice enough to give that to me, so I
Okay.
got lucky. I
Okay.
got lucky. Unfortunately, there are a lot of editors in chief that will not give you anything. And
Right.
you didn't get to experience that. I hope one day that you do. If
Mhm.
if the paper's not good or what have you, or maybe your writing's off or it's not up to their par.
Sure.
I hope you get that one day, and I hope a lot of people get that. However, don't take it to heart. I'm not saying about you. I'm just saying anybody. You
Yeah.
cannot take anything seriously, right? You
Sure.
can't take it to. This is a profession, and you're lucky if you get constructive criticism, which you took. Now, to get put down is a different story. And I'm sorry, but in this industry, this is what happens.
It does.
It
It does.
does. It does. And they call it a man's world, so
Hmm.
being a woman and a female in this industry is tough enough.
No question.
But yes, you can't take anything to heart, and I'm sorry that you had to go through that. But I hope that it taught you a lesson and makes you want to try harder, because then
Without question.
when you do get that paper in whatever huge magazine or whatever, you can send it to him and say, I want to thank you, because look at where I am now. And it's
That's
it
fun. That is absolutely funny that you said that because I'm still in the same city. And like I said, I've been doing freelance. So I've been working with a couple of different networks,
uh,
covering different games. But I also do local stuff too. And I
yeah,
seen them out and about. And I told them, I said, I thank you for giving me the opportunity because you were the first one that gave me the opportunity. So I thank you for that.
yeah,
But since then, I just want to show you that I've progressed. It's not me trying to say I want to come back, but
right.
I progressed as a writer, and it's all because of the opportunity that you gave to me. You know,
That's
you
it.
you, you don't want to you don't want to have hatred or have kind of bad malintentions towards anybody like that. Because you
No.
don't know what people are dealing with. You don't know why people say things the way they say them. Maybe he was trying to be motivated. Maybe he was trying to do that, or maybe he was just really, he's like, well, you're a big city guy coming into a little town like this. And Marshall, I'm in Marshall, Minnesota, by the way. Marshall is
Okay.
about 11,000 people, Melissa.
Oh wow.
It's really small.
Oh
So,
wow.
yeah, it's a really small town. So, for me, I wanted to kind of make difference and write stories that nobody ever wrote, and I did that, and I love
Great.
that, and I'm continuing to do that now in a freelance type of role. But he gave me the opportunity to come here, and that's great, and that's fine. Now, mind you, I was also the only African American ever hired at this publication.
Oh, okay.
Now, there was no other ethnicity hired, no outside of white. Now, I also wanted to be different like that too, because I wanted to show people that of color that's here that you can work in a place. Like, be comfortable being uncomfortable. Make decisions based upon what you love and not about just where you live. Just because you
Right.
don't see a lot of yourself doesn't mean you can't thrive. You can thrive
That's
in
right.
any industry, and I
That's
wanted to be
right.
a pillar for that. And I believe I was, because there was more people that came into the Marshall Independent that looked like me, more than ever. So getting papers, talking to me, building sources, and those same sources I still have here too. So I still love to do what I do. Eventually, I will go off to a bigger place, but I just love doing my time and being able to, make an impact in my community in the same way that you make an impact there in New York, which is a great segue because you
Yeah.
talked a little bit about it. You said advice. I would love to get some more advice. So, what advice would you give to somebody who's a postgraduate, somebody who just graduated college, maybe a high school student going to college, maybe somebody seasoned like myself in age that wants to join this industry, right? Talk
Yeah.
to me. Talk to me about what advice would you give, or what other advice I should say you would give that individual that wants to be in this industry.
Sure, sure. If I can just pause you for one moment, I'll go to that question. But I have a question for you, Christopher. So you came from your hometown to this place because this industry brought you here,
Yes,
and then they
yes. So
said that your work is no bueno.
right. So what happened was, let me preface this. So I
Please.
graduated in Atlanta in a few years ago. I came here in 22. So when I came here in 22, I started full time covering high schools and colleges. Now all of 22, I didn't hear that,
Okay.
right? All of 22, I didn't hear anything. I heard nothing but love.
Okay.
I think it was after the conversation of when I called him and I called the publisher into the office and I said, "Hi, sir. I appreciate you meeting with me." They were starting to pile on more work, and I loved it. I loved the more work. But what
Mhm.
I also wanted to do was to get some kind of bump. I wasn't looking at the Brinks truck, Melissa. I wasn't looking at that. I said, "Sir, I feel like respectfully that I've outworked what you're paying me at this particular time." And I was
Mhm.
just seeing if there is a possibility that I can get a bump in pay due
Sure.
to the increased responsibilities that
Sure.
you gave to me. So I just wanted to be professional with that. And then all of a sudden the comments started to come.
Oh, okay. So perhaps they didn't. They're just coming up with that, so they don't have to give you money, extra money, a raise.
That's what I was thinking for sure. So for sure, no question. Which again, if you don't want to, that's absolutely fine. That's your prerogative. That's your decision. You are definitely entitled to that. I'm
Yeah.
not upset with that. But what definitely was a bother was the comments coming out of nowhere because I was there for about 18 months and I haven't heard any comment like that.
Okay, yeah, okay. So you know what I believe in? One door closes, another one opens, and you
Hello.
can say thank you when somebody, listen, I've had uh uh three people. I had a shot in life with three people. Two of them,
Right.
this job, again, I see something in you, Melissa. I see something in you, you know. So you will find somebody, trust me, because you have angels around you, you have people looking out for you, your ancestors are helping you. You will find somebody who believes in you. You just need that one person, that one shot. And you're in a small community. So you have a really wonderful advantage here. You're
Right.
in a good spot.
Right.
So
Absolutely.
I would totally start there, even if you get into, and I'll go to the advice part in a second, but even if you get into your local news, what about getting into your local news? I mean, even in the background. So my advice for someone getting into this industry, intern, intern, do everything for free in the beginning because all you're doing is getting your name out there. I did so much stuff for free that I paid my own money
So,
on parking, on this, on that, addresses. I did everything. And if I didn't do that, it would take me forever to get here. So I have 6 years of field work. You need field work. Schooling is fantastic and knowing how to write is brilliant. You
Without
need
question.
field work. You need to know how to talk to people, how to
Right.
interview them, know who your audience is. It's extremely important that you listen. Listening is top key,
No
because
doubt.
if
No
you
question.
don't listen, you're going to ruin that person's story, and you're a storyteller. You have to tell their story. So it's extremely important. That's number one, is to listen to the person. And then,
I love it.
that's my advice. I would do what you can. Don't walk into an industry and say, oh, I'm going to get, I just got out of college. All right, so now I'm going to be making this amount of money. It's not going to work that way. You have to
Right.
do intern, you have to push, you have to work your ass off.
No
And
question.
if you don't have that in you, then you got to find something else to do.
No question. And that's one of the reasons why, Melissa, I do this podcast. Is because I want people to see the A side and the B side, right? The A side is what you just talked about, right? With the Opportunity Hub and what you do and being a pillar and all that, and us being journalists, right? But the B side is sometimes people get a misconception of what a journalist is, right? You see them on TV or you see their names in the paper and, oh, they must make a lot of money. They get their makeup team and hair done. And it's really not like that, right?
No.
You got to be able to understand what you're stepping into. And a lot of people don't. And you only can understand it from people who have already done it. So that's why I do this podcast, to let them know it's a beautiful industry to be in, but you got to do it for the right reasons as well.
Yeah, and you're learning so much about different people. I saw all the women that are on your program. I mean, we're all different people. They're giving you all different advice. And you're so lucky to have, and they're lucky to have you, that we can talk and help other people out there, because that's what this is about. It's all about helping people. This is not, the me show. It's not. It's never going to be the me show. That's not what we're here for. We're here to help others. So that's my advice.
I love it. No, great advice, Melissa. No doubt.
Thank you, Christopher.
We have reached the point of the podcast now that we're going to do this or that. So it's an interactive game that I like to do with all my guests here on the Work Hard, Play Harder podcast. It's pretty simple. I'm going to throw out some things at you, and you get to choose this or that. So, Melissa, are you ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. Do you like chicken?
Yes.
Okay, so here we go. Between these two restaurants, which chicken place would you rather choose? Popeyes or KFC?
Oh God. I would say KFC, but yeah, KFC.
Okay. I'm with you on that. I'm a Popeyes dude, but that's because I was in the South for a pretty good time. So we do that. Okay. Chicken wing flavors: barbecue or lemon pepper?
Golly, I've been on a very healthy kick, so I would say neither, but lemon pepper, because it's more healthier.
Okay. So do you like your wings wet or dry when you do it?
Oh, so I would like it, I guess, wet.
Okay. And when you do eat wings, do you like them bone in or boneless?
Bone in.
Okay. So you like to get a little messy, Melissa, is what
why not? Go for it.
I love that. Oh, you don't have to convince me. I'm with you on that one. No doubt. Okay, I love that. Here we go. These next 4 questions have to do with music concerts you rather go to. So here we go. The first concert is, which artist would you rather see? Boys to Men or New Edition?
Boys to Men or New Edition? I think Boys to Men.
Boys to Men?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Which music artist would you rather see? Would you rather see Brandy, R&B, or Monica?
I like Brandy because I like her because she had those shows, and I like Brandy better. And she's in that new Christmas film on Netflix. Monica, I haven't even seen in a long time, so I haven't heard her. But so Brandy.
Okay. Are you a country music artist? Do you like country music?
A little bit. I don't know much about it, but I'll listen.
Sorry. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh no, I'll listen to it. But I like there's one guy. My girlfriend Colleen loves him. I can't remember. I don't know.
That's okay. Now, how about rock and roll? Are you a rock and roll person?
I'm going to be honest with you, Christopher. All I listen to all day is watercolors, jazz, and classical.
Oh, I'm a huge jazz person, so here we go.
Okay.
Which music artist would you rather listen to? Would you rather listen to B.B. King or
Uh-huh.
Miles Davis?
God, they're both great. I like BB King.
B.B.
I
King.
like them both, but if I have to mention BB King.
Okay, okay,
Miles
here we
Davis
go.
is cool too, though. Yeah.
Yes, he is. He's definitely cool. Which music artist would you rather listen to? Would you rather listen to Kenny G
Mhm.
or Ray Charles?
Uh, I would say Ray Charles because he had I like listening to instrumental, but I can't listen to it all the time. But I do love Kenny G. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, he's
I like
great.
elevator music.
He's amazing, no question. I
Well,
love
Ray
that.
Charles got some soul, so I need some soul too.
You ain't lying. He definitely has one of the greatest Christmas songs I've ever heard, which is
Yeah.
The Spirit of Christmas, which is one of my favorite songs. No question about it.
And
Um,
Jamie Foxx just played. Well, he played him, right? So Jamie Foxx. Did you see the new Netflix with Jamie Foxx? I was crying the whole time. But he said he goes, there ain't no way that you can clone me. Like he put Wanda on the face, and then he did Ray Charles. Everybody was going nuts. And remember
oh,
that
okay. You
part?
talking about his stand up? His
I
stand
remember
up, right?
his newest stand up. I'm sorry, on Netflix. And he
Mhm,
goes, they think that I got cloned. He goes, and then he showed Wanda's face. I
mhm.
love Wanda. That's one of my favorites that he did the impression. Well, not the impression, but he made up that character. But then when
Absolutely.
he did Ray Charles, it's like, no, you're not clonable. There's nobody, because that was like a big thing going around because he got sick, and then they said, oh, that he got cloned. Like the
It was
anyway,
crazy. It was wild. And you
yeah.
know what? I have not seen that stand up yet, but
Oh, you gotta see it.
I will see it over the next couple of days. That's for sure. No
It's
doubt. Okay.
incredible. It's inspirational and incredible. So totally watch it. And I love Jamie Foxx even more now.
Got you. I will let you know how I think about it for sure. No
um,
question. Okay. Here we go. Do you like desserts?
a little bit.
A
Go
little
ahead.
bit?
Go ahead. Go
Okay.
ahead.
Now here's
What?
what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna throw out four categories, Melissa.
Okay.
And you get to choose one of these categories that you'll never eat again. Okay.
Okay.
Here we go. So the first one is cookies.
Yes. So,
The second one is cakes or pies. The third one is candy. The
mhm.
last one is ice cream. Which one are you getting rid of that you'll never eat again?
The candy.
Oh, I like it. I like it. Okay. I would have got rid of
Is
that
this?
one.
Are these questions some sort of psychological? There's probably going to be a doctor watching and be like, "She's certifiably nuts."
You know, these are some interesting questions, right? And I listen,
Yeah.
every time I've asked these, I've gotten some interesting answers. There's no question about it from everybody that's been on here for sure. I love it though. I
I've
love it.
seen these on the when I took my cop test. So they want to know if you're certifiably nuts. You don't
Well,
need a test to
right
do
now,
that.
you're passing the test, Melissa, so
I don't
you
know
ain't
about
crazy.
that.
So you good. You good. Here we go. What's your favorite ice cream?
I love pistachio ice cream.
Got you, got you. I'm a huge lover of cookies and cream. Uh,
Yes.
that's definitely my favorite for sure. Now, do you like potato chips?
No, because it has a lot of stuff. It has to be natural and like natural. I no, so I stay far away from that. It has to, no sunflower oil, none of that. They have to be all. I try to eat as clean as humanly possible. Like even ice cream, I like gelato better because it's a little bit more cleaner. And even making your own ice cream is good. So
Ooh, okay, I'm with you on that. Now, let me ask you if you had to go out and for like a fun time, which
mhm.
sport would you rather play, badminton or bowling?
I don't know how to badminton. I would say bowling.
Oh, okay. Are you a good bowler?
Not really, but
Do you need,
I
do you
think
need the
so.
bumpers?
I hit the bumpers a lot. Like I'm not really good. I'm not really like a competitive person. I'd rather watch people play and I'll be happy when they win. So
Hmm.
I'm
Okay,
really
okay.
not like that fun. I don't, my good time is going to the gym and going swimming.
I love that. I love that. That's awesome. That's amazing. That's absolutely amazing. I love
Yeah.
going to the gym and swimming too.
Yeah.
Um, I want to talk to you now about your show,
Okay.
the Melissa Billie Clark show. I want to know, how did it originate?
Mm.
What kind of show is it? How often do you do it? And yeah, just talk to me about the purpose and the origin behind it.
Okay, so we started, all right, so this is how the whole thing started was this man, Dan Gilman, found me on the internet and he wanted me on his mother show. She had a psychic medium show. She was a
Okay.
psychic medium. So I went on her program and he was starting, he was with a production company, or it was his. And he said, I'd like to start a show with you. And I'm like, I've been wanting to start a show. And I knew the name from the very beginning, Making a Difference. I knew I wanted to have that name. So we started the show, and this was during COVID, and I had nurses come on, I had doctors come on, and it just, it went good because nobody had anything to do but watch. And podcasts were really coming about then. I mean, they were
Yep.
before, but they were getting even more buzz because they were more
Absolutely.
real.
Right.
So that's how the whole show started. And I wanted to have anybody who held the door open for someone with the bags in their hand to a person who made a significant change in somebody's life. I wanted just someone who made a difference. So I had celebrities come on to bump up my audience, because that's what helps. Then I would have, I would have someone, I had a wonderful woman on who gave a kidney to somebody. So
wow.
And she was in the news, and but I wanted to also have people on who just whatever it took to help somebody and put a smile on their face. Mm-hmm. So that's what the show was all about. And I don't do it as much now. I don't have time for it. However, because I have my full-time job, but sure. I plan on launching it again. And with this new job that I have, we want to get these kids, the youths, into podcasts. They actually have a podcast. So, if I can give any insight, I'd be happy to tell them about podcasts and, so we're going to kind of intertwine it perhaps. We'll see where I can fit in and help, because I like to interview people and put it on social media for our paper. Sure. So we have an Instagram, the Spring Creek Sun, and I like to interview people. I like to bring my past in with my present. So whatever I can do, to utilize all that time that I had that show for, which I still have, but now, we'll see what happens. But for right now, I put a halt to it because I want to concentrate on my health, my job, my life. So
sorry about that. I want to say congratulations to you, because you did say you have a fiance. So congratulations on getting engaged. That's
Thank
amazing.
you.
I love that.
Thank you.
Melissa, if it wasn't journalism or media, and I love asking this question, what career path would you have chosen to do, and why?
Oh, you know what I would love to do? I would love to do two things. So one would be own a bookstore with like vintage books. Like I'm talking old books where you just open it up and you could smell everybody who read the book and you could feel their energy. I would love to have a little bookstore. And then with that, I would have a little wine and cheese bar. So if I had the money, I'd have this little tiny place where people can go read their books. They want to be by themselves or they want to hang out with their friends. And I'd have a little guy in a saxophone or a violin just walking around or something, and a little wine and cheese place. That would be like I guess I would be an entrepreneur.
I love it.
And now I can't really think of any. I would be a cop. I guess I would want to be a cop and help people, but I don't think I want to do that at this age.
I can feel that.
This is where I'm supposed to be. This is where I'm supposed to be right now, working for a nonprofit organization. This is where I'm supposed to be.
No, I love that. The wine and cheese, though, I would definitely be a huge supporter of that. I'm a huge into wine, especially a good cab. I love a good Cabernet. So yeah, absolutely. That's amazing. Advice. Now, we talked about advice you would give someone, but what is some advice, Melissa, that someone has gave you that you hold on dearly to?
Okay. So I guess that would have to be my fiance, Benny. He always says you very like Mother Teresa, like you always want to help people. He doesn't understand it because some people he loves to help people too, but he's not into, so his advice is have boundaries. It's okay to say no. It's okay to say no. That's the one thing I'm pretty sure there's been so many people who have given me so much great advice, and I apologize if I'm not mentioning them. It's in here though. And it comes out through my actions, but Benny is the one who said you have to really take care of yourself first before you can take care of anybody else. And it's true, because for years I took care of I took care of my mom, I took care of my dad. Well, my mom more. But you really have to really care about yourself, and it doesn't make you a selfish person. It's okay to do what you have to do in life so you can survive. Because nobody, I'm telling you, and this is from experience, ain't nobody gonna care about you. I'm telling you.
Right.
I'm sorry to say that, but
Right.
it's the truth. So
that's okay.
and
That's
it's
all right.
okay. It's okay. I still love you. I still love you, and I still think about you, and but I got to worry about me. So that's have boundaries and worry about yourself first before you worry, and don't get caught in gossip and all that.
Right.
I don't get involved. Once you put your foot in somebody else's business, you're involved. And I'm like, I ain't got no time for that. I just want to listen to my music, drink my wine, hang out.
Hey, always tell people to find their peace. I found mine. Mind your business, find your peace, and you good. And you know what? To piggyback off that before I get to the next question, is it's okay to do that with coworkers, with friends, and family too. You can love family from afar now. They don't always have to be in your face. No. And you have boundaries with family members too. Because family probably tests you more than anybody of those categories as well. So it's tough because you love family unconditionally. But again, as you get older, you learn to kind of separate yourself from some of them as well. So you may have to.
Of course, it's a very personal situation when it comes to that, because like that's all you know as a kid. Like that, when your parents are gone, like you can only talk to them, that they'll understand. However, when you are not feeling supportive and you've given everything you can and you're not getting that in return, and it's okay. It's okay. You need a kidney, give me a call. Give me a call. I got a kidney here. I'll try to help you out. But other than that, let me have my peace. I just want to live a nice, peaceful life. And it's okay. Everybody's great,
Absolutely. We got 3 more questions here. The next one is I want a top 4 from you. I'm very intrigued to hear about the top 4. Top 4 stories that you would like to do that you haven't done yet. What is your bucket list of top 4 stories?
Oh, stories. What happened I wrote about? I mean, I'm pretty sure there's a lot. Oh, golly, Christopher, I don't even know. Top 4 stories that
Yeah, I knew this would probably be a good question because this had to make you think a little bit, for sure.
Yeah. What, with people or just a story?
Just in general. Maybe you want to do a red carpet. Maybe you want to do a people story. Maybe you want to do a marathon, the New York City Marathon, and cover that. Maybe you want to do something presidential. I'm not, just throwing out different ideas.
Oh, golly. Well, things that I'm really interested in that I would like to write about and is people in hospice, what their last thoughts are. I mean, if you can get that information, I don't know, their last thoughts. Somebody terminally ill. What are your thoughts? What's your thoughts on life? What advice do you give to a person who's healthy? I like stuff like that, because every day is not promised, and people think that it is. They think they have plans, they have this. You're not promised tomorrow. So I want to write a story about the person who's dying, who's going to give you advice so you can live your best life today.
Sure.
So that's the only one I can really think of right now. I hope that satisfies
that. No, I feel that. No, I like that. I do. No, that's probably the first time on the show that anybody has said that they wanted to do that. So that's amazing to hear, for sure. I want to. We're getting near towards the end of the show, so I want to be able to give rapid fire. Okay, so the first thing that comes to your mind, you just go off and say it. Okay, based upon these questions. So last time I asked, Melissa, are you ready?
Sure. I hope
All
so.
right, here we go.
I'm
Here we
scared.
go.
I'm
Okay.
scared.
Burgers or tacos?
Burgers.
You took like the longest pause before you answered.
Because I love tacos too. I love them both. I'm a meat eater, obviously. I like a
I feel
good char burger. It's got to have that char where you like that, and it's just delicious.
oh, that was just classic. That's the way you start rapid fire. I love that. Chicken or ribs?
Um, uh, I mean, I guess ribs now. I'll say ribs.
Okay. Pancakes or waffles?
Oh, pancake. Sorry, I call them pan.
I
That
love that.
my sister, what she used to call the kids who love their pan. So I call them pan now because of. But yes, pancakes.
I love it. I'm forever calling it pan now. I'm forever that.
You have
I
to.
love that. I
You have
love that.
to.
Okay. Favorite color, Melissa?
Oh, blue, sir.
Okay, but blue is your favorite color. But
Blue.
definitely a beautiful color. I love that.
Blue.
Favorite TV show or Netflix series?
Oh God, there's so many. I favorite TV show or Netflix series. So I would say Emily in Paris. I like that.
Okay.
Emily
Okay.
in Paris.
Favorite, I would say board game.
Oh, I like Rummikub.
Okay. Well, I don't think I've heard of that one. Well,
Yeah,
how you play that?
Rummikub. So you just put colors together. It's just a series of numbers and colors that you put together, and I like that. I like that game. I play that a lot. Yeah.
Okay. Favorite card game.
I don't really. I guess Go Fish.
Okay.
I
All
don't really
right.
play cards. I'm not a gambler.
I feel that, with the goldfish, yeah, I definitely feel that. That's no question. But
I
that's
like
okay. That's a very cute game. Very
or
cute. I like
Uno, maybe Uno, right?
it.
Uno.
Now see that's a little bit more modern. Yep, Uno. We good. We good with that. I like that. We'll take Uno. We'll take Uno. Here we
Yeah.
go. Favorite alcoholic drink.
Oh God, wine. I don't even have to. I love my
Okay.
wine. I don't drink out. I don't drink anything else. Once a year, I'll have a Jameson with a cigar, but that's it. But I love my red wine.
Okay. I like that. Here we go. If you had three people plus you, which means four total, that you can take on vacation, where would you go and who would you take? Now you can pick friends, you can pick family, or celebrities.
Are they alive or dead?
They could be either one.
Oh wow. Can I do both? Dead people
Sure.
and alive? Okay, so dead would be Gandhi,
Okay.
Dr. Wayne Dwyer.
Okay.
Um, who else do I love that's dead? Everybody. Well, really, I like all the dead people. Golly, there's so many that are. Oh, my father and mom, my parents. Okay, so alive, Johnny Depp, Tom Cruise. Um, I'd leave Benny at home. Like my
You would
fiance
have
at
to.
home.
You taking Depp and Cruz. You better leave Benny
And
at home.
Bradley Pitt. That's my favorite guy in the world.
Yeah.
And woman, I would take Sandra Bullock. She's a doll.
Okay. That would be one hell of. Where would you go vacation wise? Where would you
So
go?
they would be paying, and we can go anywhere the hell they want. Wherever the hell they want. You can go anywhere you want. Just take me, and Sandra can leave the room.
Oh my God. Oh, Lee.
Sorry, I had to mix it up a little bit. I'm too boring. So,
I understand. No, that would damn sure not be a boring trip. That's for sure. With all those people on there, it would not be boring. We just have to leave Benny at home. That's
we
for
gotta leave
sure.
Benny at home. Then if I want to add Jimi Hendrix to my dead list because he would be
That's
cool.
awesome.
He would be
I
cool with
love
his
it.
guitar. So yeah.
I love that. That's awesome. If you had a choice
Mhm.
to choose three artists or three songs that you could listen to and repeat and never get tired of, who would those three artists or three songs be?
Oh golly, oh god. Okay, so I like Coldplay. Those are
They're
artists.
amazing.
Prince, New Radicals, Tina Turner,
Okay.
and the songs. It doesn't matter. Whatever makes me feel good. And I love London Jesser. London Jesser has songs out there that use frequency to help you clear,
Okay.
everything. So I love London Jesser too.
Okay. I like that. Those are some great artists, no question about it.
Yeah.
If you had if they came to you, Melissa, and said, "Look, Melissa, this you only have to do one of these for your profession," would you be a podcast host? Would you be a reporter, or
Mhm.
would you be a book author? Which one would you be?
I would be a podcast host because you can utilize both of those. Yeah, you can utilize both, excuse me, both of those with talking to people. And I think you would have more, you could see their face and talk to them. And yeah.
I love that. No, I do. And I can totally see you that. I mean, obviously, I've read some of your stuff, some of your writings. I've looked at some of your shows. You're absolutely amazing at interviewing, amazing writer. Other journalists look at other journalists and try to pull from them. That's just what we naturally do because we're inspired by each other. That's what it is. So it has been an absolute blessing to talk to you on my podcast, hear your story and your why. Your why has changed from the beginning into what it is now, which is amazing. It's called the evolution, right? Evolution
Yeah.
of Melissa Billie Clark. And it's amazing to see what you're going to do in the future. It's amazing to hear what you've done already. As I always do, at the end of my podcast, the question I ask is there anything else, Melissa, that you would like to add before we conclude?
Be kind to yourself. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Hug yourself. Smile at yourself in the mirror. Because if you're not all there, you can't help anybody else in this world. And don't be afraid to be who you are. Life is very short. Don't be afraid to be who you are, no matter your color, your gender, your race, whatever. Don't be afraid. And smile at people every day. Just smile. Don't worry if they don't smile back. Say good morning if they tell you to go flex. Don't worry about it. Just keep being who you are and keep shining. Don't let anybody dim your light. And you're great. Don't let anybody dim your light, Christopher. You're an amazing human being and you have great energy. So keep being great and keep striving to your best ability. Not for that editor, not for this, not for that, for you, Christopher Drummond. And you're going to be a success and keep God with you. That's all I have to say today.
I mean, that's beautiful. Well said. I also appreciate it by me. Again, thank you, Melissa, for coming on to my podcast. I want you to enjoy your Friday, your weekend. And listen, if I don't tell you before, Happy New Year to you and your loved ones. And we will definitely stay in touch.
Thank you, sir.